Yeah, we find her, the beautiful girl we've been missing. We wanna have her kissing. We find her, now we in love. So I got so the remix.
DMB, Tux Bites, remix.
Now if I had to lose you like a bad phone connection, I'd change my game to get a better reception. Sit back, let's start this interaction. Don't fight the feelings, just a chain reaction. Your heart won't give you the wrong instructions. Like my GPS, yes, I got the right direction. We gotta merge together like a road intersection. Last stop is gonna be my love and affection. I ain't like the mother dudes, they wanna call you shorty, but I'ma call you a beautiful girl. I took your picture home, my mama saw it, she's a very, very beautiful girl. I wanna put you in my video, cause you're so beautiful. You're a beautiful girl. So when you hear us on your radio, turn up your stereo. It's beautiful girl.
Gotta find a shorty who's worth of a lady. It's nice, but maybe doesn't look like 40. It's taking a little time. I wasn't seeing no signs, any traces of my baby. Who's gonna be my baby? But I thought I'm gonna take my time. Within it took a long fine eye. I saw a shorty passing by. She's got this very pretty smile. It was right at the bus station. I tried to make a conversation, holding her arms, feeling so charmed. I felt the sensation. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Now I realize I found me a beautiful girl. She's a model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it by. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes are killing it tight. I found me a beautiful girl.
Body me LP,
My wish came true when I saw you, girl. God must have blessed me with your beauty, girl. Looking so right from your head to your toe. Shaped like a cocoa bottle with a smile of a queen. My queen to be, you my destiny. Got a body of a goddess with your beauty. I'm impressed and I'm never in distress. Come on over and be mine. Been searching for a man and now all the cats keep looking to mine. With a sexy walk and a sexy talk, she must be from a planet called the sexy world. I know I ain't tripping, better yet I'm thinking put a ring on the finger. We look good together. Take your place in my heart with your beauty. I'ma say that I'll never turn away. Who would think I'm in love?
Such the way she smiles at me just really makes me weak. The way she speaks to me just really make me go so weak. Keep staring in her eyebrows. All I kept on saying is wow. Your beauty shines and breeze at night. All I really want in my life. Oh yeah. It's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl, sparkling eyes, killing tight. I found me a beautiful girl. Yeah, beautiful girl, beautiful girl. Yeah. Beautiful girl.
Damn. Money. You seen her? Hot Ice. Have you seen her? LP. Have you seen her? I'ma go over to Tux Bites. I know you've probably seen her. He has a lot of beautiful girls with him. Tux, it's DMB, baby. Look.
Beautiful.
I looked for her a while, but I can't
seem to find a beautiful girl so I can make her mine. Time after time I've been searching for a while, but every girl I meet never seems worthwhile. What can I do? I pray to God for an answer. I feel pains in my heart like cancer, and when I find her, I'm gonna romance her. Lace several presents and gifts, call me Santa Claus. I make a heartbeat pause. That's my girl, homeboy, not yours. The girl of my dreams, she's more than I ever thought. Show me ass and culture, I think I'm getting punked. She's what I really want, so I'ma go get her. Since I'm a go getter, you know I'm gon' get her. And I will give her the world, anything for my beautiful girl.
Psych. Ooh, it's been a while that I've been trying to find a beautiful girl. Fine, brown eyes. I found me a beautiful girl. She's my model, she's so fine. I just wanna take it. Beautiful girl. Sparkling night, killing time. I found a beautiful girl.
Girl, it's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.
Ladies and gentlemen of prestige, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right, we're doing well. Shout out to all 15 of you watching me live right now. Do me a favor, if you're coming in, hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Let's ping everyone else into the room. Welcome. We're gonna have a fantastic conversation. Okay. Yes, this is Men of Prestige. My name is Ola. I'm coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios. Over here, we talk about relationships from a power standpoint. We also talk about self-social, emotional intelligence. We talk about seduction. We talk about attraction. All right, and we pay very little attention to, marriage, stuff like that. Because I believe that if you don't understand these other things, marriage will not work anyway. So that's what we're here to do. By the way, you can download the book for free. Let me see. Where's the book? You can download the book for free. It's available everywhere online. You can download it for free, a free PDF version. Name of the book is Get My Marriage Back. It's also good for anyone in any phase. Okay. All right. This is the book right here. It's a very quick read, 175 pages, written by my wife and me. Our story. So if you want to know my story, where am I coming from? All right. No, I did not learn this stuff in university. I learned them from real life experiences. All right. So I've been through some of this stuff and I've been out on the other side. So I understand all sides of the situation. Do me a favor. Okay. Some of you are shy. Maybe you're out speaking or anything like that. But before I get into that, let me first of all say shout out to our newest member, Richie. Shout out to Richie. Thank you so much, Richie, for joining the membership. You can hit the join button at any point. These are the sponsors of the channel. Okay. And also you can decide to sponsor any shows by hitting the $ and donating any amount, especially if you hear me say something that makes sense to you or something like that. If you're a regular here, do me a favor. If you're one of our day ones, please say something in the chat. Don't make me feel alone. Just say hello. Just say, hey, I'm here. I'm busy. I'm taking care of the babies. I'm doing some runs. I'm listening. Say something so I don't feel alone here. But thank you, Richie. Shout out to you. And if you're brand new here, let me know where you're plugging in from. Australia, Nigeria, Ghana, United States, London. Let me know, okay? Don't leave me to it by myself. I think somebody has said something. Let me see. Who is that? Toby, why are you like that? I had to beg you before you say something, Toby. That's how it is. That's how it is. Hello, Toby. Toby and Tribe. Happy weekend. Currently reading your book. Awesome. That's good to know. All right. Tina. Hello, Tina. Tina from the UK. That's awesome. 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 Yes. Yes. I knew you guys were back there. I just wanted to make sure that I'm not talking to myself. But yeah, welcome. Good to see you all. Shout out to you. We had a fantastic day yesterday on this platform. Okay, it was awesome. Okay, we had our first 15,000 views day. Who would have thought that video went crazy viral? Shout out to YouTube for showing us some love yesterday. And if you're one of the brand new 270 subscribers that came in yesterday, congratulations to you. Okay, we're going to continue this conversation. This is an ongoing conversation. There's no right and wrong. We focus on getting the results you're looking for. Okay, that's what we focus on. All right, so with that being said, yes, you can download the book, and also you get access right now to 30-day boot camp. It's still free. It's called Smart Relationship Guide at loveandprestige.com. And if you're not yet a part of the, if you want me to notify you personally when I do come live, just go to lolaandola.com/WhatsApp. And by the way, don't forget to go support the other channel, which is Lola and Ola, where my wife and I, we just dump all the videos of my wife and I having conversations up there. Okay, she comes up here once a month. Now it's once a month. Okay, and we just talk, and you can see in real life that we're not perfect. We're just open to learning more. That's all. Okay. That last session was fantastic. If the link doesn't work, you can send a WhatsApp message only to +1732 305 8577. But yes, today we're talking about no be juju be that a real life juju. That's what we're talking about today. And it gets worse. Doesn't it get worse? Right? It gets worse. You know, hey Chinye, how far? Good evening, Prestige family. Shout out to you, Chinye. Anyway, let's get into it. We're gonna have this conversation. We're not gonna spend too long here today. Just help me hit that like. Let me see. Okay, shout out to all of you. You already hit the like button. I appreciate you. It's weekend, so I understand you might be out and about, but yeah, we're talking today. So what are we talking about today? This crazy video that this young crazy lady, is she young? How old is she actually? Who knows? But anyway, she decided to drop this crazy video out there a few days ago, mocking the family that is completely broken apart right now. And somehow, some way, some people have some devil's advocate type of talking point. Okay, I'm looking for the sponsor of the show. As soon as you can, please donate something so we can fill that gap. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right, and yeah, this crazy lady, you know, and I'm gonna play that video, and then, you know, there's a few things that I wanted to talk about with regards to this. I think Blessing CEO had some interesting take on snatching husbands that I thought we might want to touch on as well. Yeah, but let me play the video and then we'll take it from there. Crazy. All right, and I'm gonna drop the link as well. Okay, let's do the share this tab and let's go ahead and play that.
This man lost his first son, and you want to come and tell him how to mourn? Yeah? You want to tell him how to behave? Wait till you lose your own, then show us how it's done.
Jesus.
But until then, as long as you have not experienced that pain, please shut up. If you don't have anything good to say, just shut up. Because you don't know what he has been going through. Since last year, April, you don't know what he had to endure till today. You don't know. And he doesn't owe you that story. It is left for him and his God. But what you will do is to mind your business.
How's that working out now?
In the midst of pain, unbearable pain. And he had to go back to work. Because if not,
He had to go back to work. That's real life.
Who will take care of his children? Who will pay his children?
Good question.
Who will feed them? Who will bring money?
Good question.
He's a man. He went back to work because he needed to go to work. But no, it's a problem for you people. You see miserable people that have not controlled.
Wait, were people complaining that he went back to work?
Why are you? Is it not just 1 month or 2 weeks or 2 days? How is it your business? How does it affect you personally? And then the next one, you see him trying to show strength. You see him looking for reasons to continue living.
A lot of people don't know this, but if you have the YouTube app on your phone,
paying some bills. This is the reason why they're doing this video. Some people claim they just want to make money from ads, right?
And then you come to condemn me. Hey,
remember a few weeks ago?
Hey, if he wants me to dance till my legs break for him to feel happy, I will dance from now till 150 hours.
Okay.
I will do dance Saturn. That is in Wanda Saturn. If he needs me to sing from here till next year for him to laugh and be happy, whatever he needs, he gets. Because you do not know what you would do if you are in that situation. So don't try to tell somebody else what to do. It's not everything you put your mouth in. It's not everything you say. You don't know what is happening. You don't know what he sees in his house.
So let's be clear about something. We're not going to tell adults, I'm not really a big fan of that. In fact, it's one of the things I push against. Controlling behavior will never work. Okay, we don't tell adults what to do. What we can, however, do is look at them, especially if they're a public figure, and we can learn what not to do. Abi, you are whining Jesus. we will look at these things, and yes, we will learn 1 or 2 lessons of either what to do and what not to do. In this case, in fact, on this platform, we focus on the person that's talking and what they're saying, and we try to understand it, and we try to understand where they're coming from. Okay, and we don't necessarily wait for the other side of the story. Okay, we don't, not necessarily, it depends. But we're not trying to be a judge. We're just trying to learn. Okay, and oftentimes people give themselves away. They tell on themselves when they open their mouth and they talk. And we can extract lessons from that without condemning them, without judging them. And, so that's basically for those of you that may have comments such as this. Let me show you some of the comments. And shout out to all 300 plus comments that came in yesterday. Majority of them were were comments that were thinking in the same line. It's just weird. We live in a society. There's social orders of things, right? So for anybody to think they can just move mad, you just collect for no reason. I'm just warning you, that's all. But if you look at this comment, this person saying Queens Leyimohi C6008. Shout out to you for your comment. 19 hours ago says, I don't know why all the negative comments, right? No one is perfect. I think you guys should leave them alone. Let God judge. Good point. The negative comments. Let's get back to the negative comment, shall we? Let's get back to the negative comment. This is the negative comment I'm hoping he or she is talking about.
You don't know what he's going through, what he's enduring. That man after on social media, how can you sit in your house and the way another person is living his life is busting your head?
Hey, the insight of an author. Hello.
Him tell you how to
Are you a muse? What's up, Just Jay?
Man. Quote me anywhere in the world. YUL Edochie is a great man. Born by a great man.
Born by a great man.
He's a great man. And no amount of evil lies spreading around.
All right, so
no amount of deceit.
This is one of the reasons why I like to play their video and react to it. Fair use, fair use. Let me even give them the proper shout out before we continue. I'm reacting within the fair use guidelines to a video from YUL Edochie's YouTube. Okay, all right. He's trying to, I don't know if it's he or she, I don't know which one of them two. He's trying to get this online game up. I think there's a point you get to that it just goes wrong. It just goes wrong, right? There's a way you chase money and attention right, that it will just work against you, right? It will work short term, yes, potentially, but you know, if all you're chasing is attention and just clouds, it will bite you in the butt, or money, right? It will bite you in the butt. And there's no doubt here that they're trying to control the narrative, but these are real life. I always like to remind you, these are real life events going on with them. He came out, announced that he wants a second, well, he married he flipped a side chick into a second wife, had a newborn baby. That's a real thing, that's not acting. And then also in the midst of trying to troll himself on the internet, thinking he can just flip any clouds to anything, unfortunately, sadly, he lost a son in the midst of all of that. That's not acting, okay? And the first wife has not come out to say, she made one statement to say thank you to everybody. Those are real life events, and she's making comments about that baby, and she's not even the mother of that baby. Okay, those are real events. Okay, like I said, somebody said yesterday, said, I don't know why all the negative comments, no one is perfect. What I just said, is that negative? I'm giving them all kind of leeways. I don't even drag them like that. I'm just trying to extract the lessons, right? But some people, some people are idiots. How about that? No one is perfect. I think you guys should leave them alone. Let God judge. I was trying to be nice. Okay, here's another one. This person said, my take, this Judy is a good woman, right? So the issue here has never been about a person being a good man or a good woman. The issue is, are you creating terrible results? Are you dragging everybody else in the mud because you want to be such a good woman? Are you selfish, right? Are you just a selfish, stupid person who thinks just because you're good that you don't owe the rest of society to move in a certain type of way? Oh no, you don't owe them, but you collect. It's a promise, okay? Why? Because you're swimming against the trend and you will drown, right? That's why we need social intelligence. That's why we need emotional intelligence. That's why we call some people socially awkward. Nobody wants to be around them. Everybody's blacklisting them. Everybody, not just the Matrix. Yeah, call them the Matrix. You can call it any name you like, but they're being blacklisted because they don't know how to move within a society of people, of other people, right? And they can be right all they want. In fact, on paper, they're usually right. Okay? Yeah.
You're right.
They're usually right on paper, but it's never enough. Okay, it's not enough just to be right on paper. Okay, your outcomes better be right. Okay, because if your outcomes is not right, especially if it's offensive to other human beings, you will collect. It's not me. It's just the way the world works. Okay. Maybe you're sowing treasures in heaven. Maybe you collect your own reward in heaven. But here you collect. Okay. You hear me? She needs to shut up. Not yet. We gotta finish the video. You're very objective with your commentary on things, Ola. I try. Yeah. If it were your son that died, would you have danced? Hey, more than a conqueror, good to see you. All right, let's get back to the video. So I want to make sure to know that what we're talking about today. Let's get back.
No amount of manipulation by anyone will ever bring him down. All will be late. Come for me and I will come for you 10 times. Come for Odogu and I will come for you 1,000 times over. I'm waiting for any one of you. He has a right to mourn anyhow he wants.
Well, she didn't get to me yet, but also I'm not coming for him. I think YUL is another brother out there who missed his way. He found himself in the bosoms, within the bosoms of this strange woman. Yeah, I feel for him, okay, because I think a straight thinking man would be responding the way he's responding. I don't think he's in control of his pages. I don't think he's in control of himself. And I'm usually the last, or he's in control, or he thinks he's really delusional about being able to flip just any clout into money. That's not gonna work either. Okay, I'm patient, Sha. I'm here, I'm waiting. Okay, especially when you're pulling all of these different unwanted attentions on your children and your wife. This is public domain, so I can talk about it, right? This is what he said. He said, this is his response to this video. He posted this on his verified page. Okay, he said, you're not called Ijele Odogu. What does Ijele mean? Somebody help me. I thought Ijele was travel person, like a Awakabata or something. I thought that's what's Ijele in Igbo. I beg somebody help me. Ijele Odogu for nothing. May the heavens reward and bless you. And then he or she tagged her or herself. We don't know. Say thank you for your support, right? And then somebody came here, some people with some future said, Madam, rest now. You can't fight the public. Well, she thinks she can fight the public, right? Immediately you step into youth life, everything turns around. You mean upside down, right? Listen, optics is everything. Politicians, the most powerful human beings in the world, they know this, right? They know this. Optics is everything. Like, never mind your intentions. Never mind that it's not the truth or the lie or anything like that. Optics, what it looks like on the surface, is everything. Don't deceive yourself, right? No more endorsements. His son deleted, his marriage scattered, no more movie roles. His family left him, his reputation fell. Some people are like, well, he's still acting. Well, here's the thing. There are many, many, many people that have looked at this situation and they're like, this is weird. And they're like, they made one little small comment somewhere in somebody's comments, and they're not sure. They're not sure if they've offended him, so they will shy away from calling him for work. There's that, and multiply that by 10,000 times over, right? They're not sure what they're dealing with. They're not even sure if it's himself, because of all of this that we're looking at in public. Even if it's a lie, even if he's behind the scenes, he knows what he's doing. You know, you never know what is going on in their house. You know, all that stupid talking point. We know what's going on. Look at what it looks like on the surface in public. Why do you present yourself a certain way in public, right? Why do you package yourself in a way that's presentable? Like how you dress is how you'll be addressed. You've heard that before, right? What's the point of social intelligence? What's the point of emotional intelligence? What's the point of power intelligence in this marketplace, right? Yeah. Now we're just going to swim against the trend. Why? Because we're special. He's a great man. I don't question. No, actually, I can question that. But I don't question that he's a good man. A great man? What do you mean by that? Based on what? Family? Public? Money? Wealth? Status? Exactly what? He's a great actor. No one can take that away from him, no matter what, right? Everything else, questionable. Why? Why are you judging this man? Because he put himself out here with the help of this hunty right here. There's a hunty. Huh? Hunty. Even one single celebrity doesn't comment on his post again. That's a fact, right? So, Madam Rest, you've done enough. Now, maybe this person is wrong. Let me scroll through this comment. Okay, we do have somebody here. I don't know who that is, but they have a blue check mark. The celebrities usually have a blue check mark. You can pay for that these days. And the person says, are you normal at all? This husband snatcher, rest in Jesus' name. Okay, that's the only blue check mark we see there. Where are his celebrity partners? Maybe they want to call him for work right now, and they're wondering like, well, I didn't comment on when he was uplifting his girlfriend / second wife. I don't know if he will receive me or if he's taking an offense to that. Bottom line is that they shy away from working with you. The bottom line is that this will affect your bottom line, gentlemen. You are not allowed to move like a stupid person in public. You're not allowed. I don't care how much privacy you think you have. You're not allowed to move like a stupid person in public. I'm scrolling through. I don't see any check mark. I see one. This person says, this is not a person I know. Some makeovers with a blue check. Say, now go explain. Taya. Okuko. Does that mean story, right? It means story. It means story. Also, okuko bere na ingige egu. That means, I think it means story. You're doing shalaye. If you have to explain yourself, over and over and over. Whatever you're doing, it's not working. It's just not working. Right? I hope this man regains his senses. YUL is gone. Well, that's not a blue check mark. I'm looking for blue. Where are his colleagues? Okay, we have a person here. Let me see what this person is. This person is on their side. All right, look at this. Self-discovery coaching. Jesus Christ. US and Nigeria human capacity coach. Public speaker. All right, we have a lot of them these days. I haven't read what he said. I am hoping that is not what I think. Let me go back to it. Jesus Christ. He said, you spoke well, ma'am. My only concern is that you said he's a good man. Oh, thank God it's not what I'm thinking. Jesus, hallelujah. Oh, I was like, no. My only concern is a good man, no doubt. But I'm wondering if you were married to him and he slept with another lady. She got pregnant for him and did a secret wedding with her. Will you be happy? I understand there may be differences and misunderstandings at home, but then let's flip the page and see how it will taste. Okay, that's not a celebrity call somebody, but another one said, "Oga, you're inside the bottle." Listen, part of my manners here. Let me come back to the chat. Let me engage you now. Okay. By the way, it's pinned to the top. The link, if you want to call in. But I'm okay. I can comment on this by myself. So much. Okay. And just keep in mind that I can't go past 2 hours today. I almost canceled because I was having some weird, weird feelings in my stomach. But I'm here. I'm doing okay. Adana, hello. Good to see you. Let me see. Let's see. Bon Chan says their movies will not sell if they employ him. Yeah, because don't even go that far. Nobody wants to be around people they're not comfortable working with for whatever reason. Okay. So just because you're standing on your 2 toes and you're like, I'm just telling the truth, does not mean that you will collect. You can tell all the truth all you want. I said want. All you want. Truth these nuts. Okay, you can tell it all you want. I'm just living my life.
These nuts.
Yeah, there's no one size fits all.
These nuts.
Society does not care. You will collect. That is a fact. All right. So, Ekene APC Bishop Alaye, find work, I beg. Okay, let's continue the Alaye. Since you want to tell us, let's continue the Alaye. Let's see here. Let's keep going. Boom.
You cannot tell a man how to mourn, for goodness sake. Who does that? For Christ's sake, who does that? You cannot tell a man how to mourn. And who born you? Who are you? Who are you to tell a man how to mourn? Anybody that has any opinion on it, able to tell a man how to mourn. If he wakes up and the only thing he wants to do is to dance and post, he will dance and post.
Yes, the public will continue to tell a public figure how to behave. It is what it is. Now it's up to you to take it or not. It's up to you to actually have your life in order, have your family, your home in order or not. That's completely up to you. All right. However, society will continue to tell a public figure how to behave. That's the reality. There's no way around it. If anything, this is unrealistic expectations. It's no wonder why you are being dragged. She did a whole live session on YouTube, and all the emojis were like laughing face, crying face. There's no it's like out of every 20 emojis of laughy faces and stuff like that, there's crying. Like people are literally sad for these people, right? But you got to look at that and say, well, people are not necessarily right. You're right. However, optics, like I said, is everything. Okay? Optics is everything. Toby and Tribe says, sometimes it's best to focus on your work and let them keep talking. Eventually, the reasonable ones will see and accept you for who you are. Fighting and tit for tat will only exhaust you. That's a fact. And this is true at our regular people level. This is also very true, especially at their levels. Once you have a certain level of attention on you, you really do not have time. You don't. You take your eyes off of the bag, and then you will ultimately lose. You will drown. Right? And the fact that you does not know this is more of the problem. Everything else to me is like you can live your life how you want. Okay? But the fact that he doesn't know this is a problem. That's a problem. Let's continue.
If he sleeps and wakes up and like, okay, today I want to talk and post, he will talk and post. Your own is to mind your business. If you feel like he's not morning correct.
So here's what she doesn't get. A lot of the blogs and platforms like mine, media platforms that are spreading this news, this is their business. Does she know that or she doesn't know that? Who's going to tell her? Who is going to tell her about? Does she understand that their personal life is the business of every, even major media platforms, Daily Post, Guardian, Channels, TV, right? Does she know that she's adding unnecessarily pressure?
Everything I do, I will. Pressure to what?
Who's going to tell her that this is everyone's business? What you're going to do is mind your own business. Who will tell her? Right? It's his job to figure this out. Like, listen, the fact that you were messing with a side chick, that's your life, honestly. Okay, I don't get to judge you. I don't know what moral compass you subscribe to. I don't know what you've said between in your bedroom with May or anything like that. I don't know any of that stuff. I don't care. I'm not going to judge you on that. And I don't do religion here, right? And the fact that you decided to flip a side chick into a second wife, the only thing I said is that you're not a polygamist. You don't know what you're doing. I said that back then. I was like, what is that? Over a year ago, right? Sadly, he lost a son. I didn't cover that because that was such a weird news to me because I can't imagine, right? That's extremely sad, right? And a lot of people are running around the internet saying, karma. When that happens, I know. No, that can happen to anyone. God forbid, right? The fact that you all started to try to flip the script and change the script and the narrative by shooting stupid skits on the internet when everybody can see through the bullshit, you could do that too, sure. I just said, well, time will tell. The truth will come out. Lo and behold, less than 2 weeks, she couldn't help herself. She decided to come and drag no one, basically the public. How are you a public figure and you're trying to drag the public? Is that not juju?
Not be juju, be that.
Correctly, wait till you lose your own child, and then show us how to do it correctly.
When she said that, she was being condescending. She was being sarcastic, right? She was all this different. She's going crazy. She's basically trying to curse you all out. Okay. Will it work? It can't work, okay? It can't work. Is this frustration? She is frustrated. Is she trying to flip the script and try to act like she's acting? Yes, she thinks she's trying to do that too. Let's get some more audience in there. I think they are getting some money from that. But it's not sustainable, okay? It's not sustainable.
cannot force it. Is it because what people want is for him to, stay like this? Hey, I'm dying, my son died. So people will know that he's mourning. So that people will know he's mourning. No, he will do it exactly how he wants to do it. Because he's strong on the social media.
Hey, not too far.
Because he's strong, coming out strong. Do you people know what he goes through every day inside the house?
We don't know what he goes through inside the house. And frankly, the public does not care. They don't. They'll never care. They only care if you look like a lunatic and you're dancing in the marketplace. They only care for their own entertainment purposes. When they can relate too much, they feel for May, if anything. They feel for May Edochie, the original wife, if anything. But ultimately, this is entertainment for most people's crews, and that's sad, but that's the reality. Okay. Prestige fam, listening, working, I feel you, Jare. Old story that continues to be current. I don't know. Old story that became 15,000 views here yesterday. The highest we've ever had was 3,000. Our average on any given 48 hours, 24 hours period is, maybe 1,500. Right? Or you tell your face that it's old story. Tell your face. You keep clicking on the link to come and watch the video, and he says it's old story. Why don't you tell your face in front of a mirror? He lost a son because of this nonsense. I don't know that. I can't say that. Chuku. Shout out to you, Chuku Ogechi. Welcome. I think I'm seeing your name for the first time. YUL and JUDY are down. So they have employed what the Frenchman says, Kogate, Kagete. Yeah, I don't know what you're saying. More than the conqueror. They intend spoiling things for others since theirs isn't working. I think that too. When you're in a very, very bad place, you just don't care anymore. You just want to, let's just drag it as it may be, Unfortunately, for all of you watching here, by the way, hit that like button. We're missing about 63 likes. Hit that like button. Thank you. If you're getting any value from this, please hit the like button. I appreciate you. Design, image, architectural services, IMOP. Here we are again. I know. Clap for yourself. It's not an old story. People need to learn. Yeah. Good day to you, Omozi. You're my new subscriber. Thank you to all of you. About 300 of you came in yesterday. Maybe between 250 and 300. Shout out to you for all the new subscribers. Keep coming back. We have lots of lessons to cover. All right, let's continue the video.
A man that is taking care of his family, that has continued to take care of his every bill, down to the smallest thing you can ever think of, he pays for it. School fees, feeding, name it, even transportation from KC Eba, he takes care of it. Up until today, he still pays this bill.
So he's paying bills.
The mind and the courts.
I'm not sure why she's making that point, but let's take it in. Clap for him for paying the bills. Okay. It's a good thing for a man to pay bills, okay? He feels like a man. That's a good thing, okay? But I'm not sure what the relevance is to the attempt to drag the public when clearly you're the one making a fool out of yourself, okay? I'm often on the fence about a lot of issues because I can usually see from more than even two sides. I can see four sides at any point in time. I can see what this side is saying. I can see what this side is saying. I can also see what this side think the world is, usually from their own lens. It's not usually the reality. I can see the same thing from this side too, right? So it's anything we're dealing with when it comes to relationships and emotions is usually much more complex than what it seems like. So, but most people attempt to oversimplify it or bring it down to exact science, and usually from their own point of view, right? and it just doesn't work, which is why we keep having these conversations, right? So, but this particular case, Sensi, right? And I'm being nice, okay? But this is like, no matter what we want to call it, somebody, this is juju, this is, all of it comes down to one thing for me, is this is our people that lack home training, okay? I'm understanding that YUL is also a last born, okay? I'm not sure if that plays a role when he's a 40-year-old man, okay? At 40 years old, ignorance is not an excuse, okay? I understand that he might also be in a bottle. Right, that's why I say don't be juju be that. Maybe he's inside a bottle somewhere. Maybe, I don't know. I do believe that there are supernatural powers. I think for the most part, when people say supernatural powers, it's cap. Okay. Sometimes some people just dip their hands in the wrong jar and they get stuck. Okay. Sometimes some people say this is she's his karma and stuff like that. Whatever. Okay. It's not about crisis not happening to us in life. Crisis will happen to every single one of us. It's about how you react to them. Imagine every time crisis happened to you, somebody said it's your karma. See, at that point, it doesn't make. That's why it doesn't make sense to me, or that's why I don't really dwell too much on that. Oh, it's this person's karma. It's because she did all that. Okay, you're right. Okay, I don't know. We don't know what we don't know, but things will happen to all of us in life. That somebody might look at it and say, "Hey, it's because you did this, because you did that." Yeah, I believe some people are reaping what they sow. I believe some people are just casualties of the events of life. Either way, you're right.
So you're right.
Yeah, so I'm seeing a lot of lack of home training issues here. Hey, Yvette, good to see you. You're here. You made it on time. You're here on time. Okay. This woman is wicked. She lies very well. So when it comes to wicked, I use that very lightly. This is one of the few situations ever where you will see me agree with you when it comes to wickedness. Okay. Oftentimes, especially when we talk about romantic relationships, which we talk a lot about, here, right? You will see me say, calm down with that wickedness stuff. Some people are operating from a place of weakness. If you're married to them, you're not doing yourself a favor by calling them wicked. There's only one thing you would do to anybody you perceive as wicked. You will become wicked to them because you're trying to defend yourself. And that's not necessarily helping you and your children, right? But in this case, this is extremes. Okay, this is an extreme, and I'm highlighting it because I want both men and women to know that a lot of time we get away with bad behavior. Sometimes you don't have that grace. Okay, sometimes you just don't have that grace. Sadly, what it looks like to me, I don't know what the truth is. What it looks like to me is that YUL was not able to get away with some bad behavior. Because one thing we know for sure is that this is a strange woman. We know that for a fact. Right? That is a fact. Never mind what some of these people are saying. Okay? My take, this Judy is a good woman. Okay? I like the way she stood for her men. A strong woman. What do you mean? A strange woman? See the way she gave praise to her children's father. Right, so I see where this is going. A lot of people are starting to compare Judy with May and say, listen to me clearly. There's nothing good about this situation. They might be good people. They might just be victims of their own circumstances. But what you're watching in real time, there's nothing good about it. Okay? When we do find, maybe 5 years from now, 10 years from now, we will all be here by the grace of God to see if it's truly good, right? Some things are just too obvious. There's nothing good about this because some things are just too obvious. In fact, this is not a matter of obvious. They lost a child, right? Okay, he lost his family, his original family, right? And still, some minors are still involved in that, including the son that he made with this woman here. Okay, that's an innocent child at the end of the day, right? You think they'll be proud to see all of this footprints all over the internet? 20 years from now, 25 years from now. Think now. You can think. You're a critical thinker. You are thinking about this moment. She's just standing for her man. Think about 25 years from now for a second. Take the time to think about 25 years from now. Okay? Those children, sadly, they're the biggest victim in all of this. Okay, because these are adults. You're right. We're not going to tell them what to do, but unfortunately, they will collect. But sadly, those children are going to collect too. Hit that like button. Thank you. Hit that like button. Let's step it up. We're missing about 60 likes. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. If I'm saying anything that makes sense, please turn up on the likes. Thank you. All right. So says she give praise to her children father. Women learn from her. Really, you can learn from this? Ladies, what can you learn from this lady? How to praise your man? I guess we can leave some room for that. Okay? If we're being objective, we can leave some room for that. But this is not how to praise you. You're embarrassing him. Okay? You might be inside a bottle. You can't see it now. You are embarrassing him. Okay? When he does wake up, which might not be right now, long term, he's going to look at this and be like, damn, we did get a lot of clout, attention, but damn, that wasn't the reputation I was looking for. It can only last for so long, even if he feels that way right now. The Ijele Odogu, it can only last for so long. It's not real. It's not sustainable. Okay, whatever it is that they have going on, it's not sustainable. Women learn from her and stay with your husband together. You will take care of your children. She's doing what May did not do for the man she claims she's married to. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask all of you a question. If May actually was really absolutely terrible to this woman, does this woman look like a woman that would not have said that and pull out receipts and say, hey, she was such a terrible woman? Does this woman look like a woman that would not tell on May that these are receipts, she was terrible to him? Okay, with the way YUL is moving right now, does it seem like the kind of guy that would not say, listen, I had wanted to move on, I just couldn't move on, but sadly I didn't want it to go this way, but you know, it's the reality, but I will take care of my children and I'll make sure that my ex-wife is good always? Do you not think that they would have been saying something about that? There will be receipts everywhere. Do you not think they would have hired some mushroom bloggers to push out some receipts? I'm asking. What are you saying in the chat? Let's come to the chat for a second. Oh, let's see. Whose bills is he paying? Not his children with May, so that means YUL is paying. Me, I even like to say thank you for paying the bills, because that's not guaranteed for anybody. Let's always say thank you for that, you know. But let's get back to the real topic. Why are you dragging yourselves on the internet? Because you can't drag the public. It's literally impossible. Why are you dragging yourself in these spaces? Why are you jumping on the internet to tell more on yourself? To review yourself? To tell on yourself? That's a video I am looking for. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Sorry, not a video, but a quote. It's a quote, as a matter of fact. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Let me find it. It's a quote. It's a particular quote, and I think, right, when you open your mouth, including myself, okay, when you open your mouth and you start talking, if you talk long enough, you will tell on yourself. All of us, okay, you will tell on yourself. You will tell things that you didn't plan to tell, essentially. Okay. Very important to pay attention to that concept. Let me see here. Let's see. Okay, I found the quote. All right, good. Let me share this with you. Here's the quote. We see the world not as it is, all of us. Okay? That's for those truth tellers. Always telling the truth. You see the world not as it is, but as we are. We see the world as we are, or as we are conditioned to see it. That's another way of seeing it, right? Conditioned as you are. You've been conditioned to be are, right? When we open our mouths to describe what we see, we in effect describe ourselves, our perceptions, our paradigms. Especially when you're speaking so passionately or you're stuck in your emotions, okay? Especially when you're actively trying to manipulate other people, like this woman is trying to do right now. Okay? You're right, lack of home training. Yep, spoiled and arrogant, and his dad didn't advise him better. Yep, something was off there, but I don't like to blame 40-year-old man's issue on their parents. It's just too far into the past, you know. You still Yoruba people so right? When they train you, you retrain yourself, you relearn, you unlearn. You have to do that for the rest of your life. We all have to do that. Okay. More than the Conqueror says, from the day you came to inform us of his new song with Judy, it automatically made their lives our business. No, from the day he decided to be an actor. Like, we can even go a little bit further into the past. You remember that auntie's husband who said, well, I chose not to share my life. Why are you asking me? No, your life, once you become a public figure, it is what it is. It sounds unfair. Welcome to a real world. Okay? In love and war, all is fair. You put yourself out here like this, even if it's good intentions and you're serving us, you're entertaining us, it becomes public business. It is what it is. All right? He was not talking to trees, but to us, and so expects a feedback from us. Yep, fact. She wants to bring the real wife down, Chuku said. Chuku Ogechi, are you Joanna Ogechi? I'm guessing you're a lady, right? Fabs Tolly, hello. Says, hi, Amopi. I wish Judy would take a back seat and quit stirring up Kaka. Let's face YUL that brought her into the mix. He's completely escaping accountability while Judy disrespects me. Let me show you something. Let me remind you. I always have to remind you this here. I realize I have to remind you this all the time. Okay? YUL is not saying anything. I can't hold people that are not talking accountable. I can hold them accountable to what they've said. Okay? If you come out and you start yarning dust, I hold you accountable. Right? But it's not so much hold you accountable. It's more so there's something you are saying. Remember this. Let's go back to this. There's something about that you're saying. The way you're talking, on surface, it might be, it's not the full story. But you're still telling on yourself. Some of us can read between the lines of what you're saying. You're telling on yourself. At least you're trying to tell us that you are the perfect one and the other person is the bad person. Great. If I hear you long enough and I notice that you're not holding yourself accountable, that's a red flag. I want to talk about that. Then I will ask you a question like, okay, so tell me what you could have done better. Let's say, well, there's nothing I could have done better. It is the man who brought this side chick into our life. I'm like, at least I want to hear, well, I wasn't exactly perfect, but listen, our whole life. Then I can be like, okay, you're right. So what are you looking to achieve right now? Because you're the only one that can tell me what you're looking to achieve right now, right? And then we'll look at what we have available to us, which is always limited, right? We don't have all of the information. It's 100% always going to be limited. Even if I have both sides telling me they're two-story right now and they don't argue, which is almost impossible. Even when they're telling me, right, and they're telling me and they happen to be calm and stuff, right? There's always going to, I need to still read between the lines. There's another side of the story that both of them are not telling me, probably because they're trying to cover their tracks. They don't want to expose themselves. Most normal human beings will not want to throw themselves under the bus all the way. Unlike, obviously, Judy, Watermelon, Hosting, right? And YUL, right? Most people don't want to drag themselves and their family in the public, right? And that's part of social intelligence. That's part of your social. That's part of you being a social being, okay? All right, so that's the normal behavior that we expect from most people, right? And if they decide they want to throw themselves under the bus, well, it tells you that it's really, really that bad. But the truth, the actual truth, is somewhere in between the lines. Not necessarily because I'm hearing both sides of the story. Okay, so I will always respond to what I am seeing, the person that's doing the talking. All right, and I will focus on that. And if I have some information from YUL, I will. We already said YUL dragged his own family in the mud, right? But then we have another full-blown adult running a mouth in public. We have to talk about that. We have to highlight that. That's a big deal. That is a big deal. All right, I don't know if that makes sense, because I ranted a little bit over there. Shout out to all 124 of you watching me live. Hit that like button. We're missing about 60 likes again. Let's hit the like button. If I'm saying anything that makes sense to you, hit the like button, okay? Let's face YUL that brought into the mix is completely escaping. No, he's not escaping. He go collect. You can't escape this, you know. The worst thing that can happen to a man is his reputation being dragged in the mud. Okay? Whatever I say here right now, the coconut head is not going to let him hear it anyway. Okay, I'm just probably another random blogger on the internet ranting, right? He can't hear me, and I don't expect him to hear it. I'm talking to you, my audience. What can you learn from this, right? But his reputation is potential what it was supposed to be before. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad, you know. He's going to take a minute. It's going to take everything, almost impossible to bring it back. Okay. The insight of an author says, welcome, by the way. I'm seeing your name for the first time, I think. How does she know that he pays every bill? Does she live in the bloody household? That's a good point. That's a good point. And there's a question I was going to ask you all. Does Judy actually know YUL? Does she know YUL at all? What do you think? What's your opinion on that? Does she know YUL at all? Okay, if you're a side chick, okay, and you have just been used to replace another person, no matter how bad that person is, no matter how bad that person is, right? You don't know anything. Yoruba people say, right? Now they say abe pillow lower. It's now under the pillow. Because that same whip that was used to whip the original wife will be used to whip you. You don't know what you don't know. Does she really know YUL? No, she doesn't know YUL. She knows nothing. She knows nothing about YUL. She knows the good side of YUL. You know, it's kind of like the same thing we know about YUL before. The highlights on Instagram, you know, the better part of YUL, right? But you know, life will happen to everyone. Crisis will happen. And then the true colors will show with time, right? She doesn't know what she doesn't know, right? Like, seriously, she should take several seats back. Nah, she doesn't know anything. It's not his child. The kids wait, are you talking about the DNA paternity test? We don't know. We have to wait for the man himself to question that. The kids are really the victims. Imagine my son saying to me years from now he has found a wife and I noticed the mother is Judy. Exactly. That's a good point. There's about 2,000 other aspects to that, other sides to that, right? Yep. He can't get anyone pregnant. Sip, sip. Oh, that's what they said. Listen, there's a lot of bloggers lying about their stories out there. We'll wait for that to be confirmed. Ladies, please don't follow this example. Hurting people will only hurt people more. Fact. That's a fact. All right. In the short term, it may seem like you're winning. Everybody wants to win, right? When you're winning, you don't care about fairness. All of you that are always asking, "Oh, let's be fair." No, when you're winning, you don't care about fairness, right? When you win, when you're giving that testimony in front of church, how you bought a car yesterday, how fair is that? The other person that's been praying much longer than you, they didn't buy a car yet. Is that fair? Oh yeah, but everybody, but it's because I can pray better. Lie. Stop the cap. Okay. Stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
Okay. None of you care about fairness. None of you. Okay. Even when you decide to help other human beings, you're getting something from it. It's called a sense of contribution. It's feeling your emotional need. That doesn't discount that you help anybody. That's a good thing. But I just want you to be aware about your own emotions, right? Emotional intelligence. Pay attention. Why is it that you do what you do? Is it because you're being fair? You're right.
Stop the cap.
Listen, maybe because you're a good person. I won't take that away from you. But the fairness stuff, when it comes to relationships and life, lose it, okay? Lose it, okay? There's a place for that in society. Activism, you want to everybody fair, equity, there's a place for that. When we get there, I'll remind you. We'll talk about it. But for the most part in these conversations, do you think Judy is trying to be fair right now? Right? If May, without her, because she seems like a lady that cares about her reputation, she doesn't want to get dragged in the potter with all this mess, right? If she could get away somehow without doing that, and she could get the family back to where it was, where she remembers that it was good, do you think she'll be playing fair? Or she will absolutely destroy Judy? Right? Yeah. Ola, this woman is desperate and upset that they are not wholeheartedly accepted by the public. Yes, I agree with that. And that makes sense, right? And that obsession is exactly what's going to destroy her. She's going to self-destruct. Watch my words. Write my words down in a note. They can't stop. Pride will not let her stop. Okay? The gross level of unrealistic expectations will not let her stop. She can't help herself. Okay? She can't help herself. She's going to destroy everything in her path. She can't see. Okay? So the best thing that May can do is really make sure she has good supporting systems around her. You know? As for YUL, I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, it's just the damages are too much. Okay. I'm not blaming his dad. Design. I'm not blaming his dad. At the end of the day, he's grown, but it's a child stuck in a man's body. Yes, that's a fact. YUL can't think for itself. He's suffering in silence. Yeah, that's another aspect of it. And another person would not hear that and say, no, we should hold him accountable. I'm like, how much more accountability do you want? I think what you're trying to say, you should blame him. Because we can't really hold a stranger accountable. We don't know him like that, right? You're trying to say we should blame him, right? Yeah, I don't think your blame is going to have as much effect as his reputation. That's... Yeah, I don't know, you know. We can only go with what we see. Yes. That's what we're working with always. Yvette says she was having a temper tantrum and didn't bring the receipt that she claimed she would. YUL is now devalued. Every time she comes on that video and records a video, only God knows how much more destruction she's doing to his brand. And guess what? He can't stop it. He can't. Okay? He won't be able to stop it, right? And I'm not sure if he wants to stop it either, right? Maybe this is just him really thinking like, yeah, you know, let's just throw out the baby with the bathwater. I have no idea. I would not be diagnosing them. I don't know them. I'm only going with what we can see. She's running her mouth. Okay? It's sad, all gone. No, she doesn't know you fully, only a bit. She only knows the best part. If all you know about a person is their best part, you don't know them. You don't know them, right? If all you know is how a person acts when they are happy being around you, when they are being good to you, you don't really know them, right? I would have to wait until what that looks like when he finds himself in a poto around you and he doesn't know what to do with that situation. We've all been there. We find ourselves in a situation, we don't know what to do with it. We act out of place. We act out of character. We get caught up in our emotions, right? If you haven't seen the person in that space before, you don't really know them. because the part that you need to really know about them comes out at that time. Their insecurities will come out at that time, right? Yeah, and that's really the part that you really need to learn, especially if you're going to be in a romantic relationship with them. So no, she doesn't know him. She doesn't know him. I would argue that she doesn't know herself, but I'm not sure how much that matters. She seems like a person that's just out to destroy. Okay. I think YUL is a person with bad behavior, bad habits, who's just not very lucky. He's not very lucky. Okay. Majority of us, we've engaged in all of us have engaged in bad behavior in one shape, form or the other, and some of us have enough grace to still be out here. We learn some lesson, 1 or 2 lessons, and we're moving, right? Hit that like button. Thank you. 9 years. 9 years. She know only what YUL allowed to know. If a person is not living fully with you, you don't know them either. Okay. If a person has always run to you when they, let's say in our wildest dream, the house front was just bad for him, like it was just bad. Like some people are claiming that maybe May was not really a good woman to him. Maybe, right? Right, but she was good enough to have been with for the last 17 years and make about 4 children, find children with. You really think it's better in other places? No, it depends on, at that point in time, it's really, I know it's really bad for some people, but usually it's what you made out of it, right? Owani langbela ruge. So if you don't know, if you don't value what you have, it's like having a closet full of clothes, right? And it's messy, it's all over the place. You walk all over the place. You're just as good as Alakisa, a person with just rags. If you don't know how to take care of what you have, right? Right? It's just, you're just as good. Some people can use the same argument and say maybe May did not know how to take care of what she had. If that was the case, I think they would have exposed her. I doubt that very much. Okay? I doubt it very much. I think it was a guy who wasn't home at all a lot. It's a superstar, a rock star, and he got caught up with a strange woman. That's what I'm looking at, okay? Judy Austin is already finished. I pity her life, right? Yeah. Let's see. She had no receipts. Remember, people are good at wearing masks. It's hard to keep it on until it fails. Yes. Could it last? It's not gonna last. Just like last week when they were trying to act, all those skits did not last. And then she came out being upset and tried to be angry with the public. You're going to see more of that. You're going to see a lot of ups and downs until everything dives, takes a nosedive, and then crashes, burn. That's what's going to look like. I just hope it's not the ultimate, okay? Because that's not what we want. Let's go back and play this.
Come out to discredit. Makanaba didn't get your name because you're a faceless blogger. And because you think I come and met nobody.
Oh, now she's picking on Gist blogger.
Nobody knows who you are.
Gist lover.
Well, I want to tell you one thing you don't know.
Tell us.
Every time I take trips out to the farm.
Let's pay some. Let's help them put some extra coin in their pockets. Isn't that what they want? Just putting out skits and content so they can mix their little dollars, right? You're right. Cap.
Driven by our design.
YUL Edochie is your karma. Did you see me? I'm your karma. I don't met on them while anointing Nisipaka. You don't touch God's people. And when they get you separately. And when there are people in this world that you don't touch. If you touch them by mistake, you will be destroyed by correction. Because what? You want to destroy a Chineke, they destroy it. You want to bring down a mountain, Chineke Kuba. You can't, you're very small. YUL Edochie is a liberal man. He will never try to control you. He will never try to cage you or hold you down to do his biddings. No, he's a lie. You're a liar. You're a liar from the pit of hell. You're a liar. Just lover. If you were a chronic liar, that's what you are. Every lie that you have ever spread on my head and YUL Edochie's head, you will suffer for it. Did you hear me? I said you will suffer for it.
So let's be clear about something. I know I'm nitpicking the words. Any blogger that spread anything that's out in the internet space, nothing they happen. Nothing is happening. Okay, all of this is just empty threats, you know. Just like majority of the people yelling at their enemies in the Nigerian churches, is all empty. If you don't yara and brain, okay, if you don't realize that this world operates on principles, some set of rules and principles. This is an ecosystem, both physically speaking and emotionally speaking. You reap where you sow. That's the way it works. Okay, now that's 100% true. Now it depends on what lens you are looking at things from, right? You might look at things and say this person is reaping. No. You're collecting woto. It might be from 4th generation before you, as a matter of fact. So often, a lot of times, it's not even your fault, right? Just look at black people around the world, okay? Just look at the cards we've been dealt. Does that sound fair to you? Does that sound like this is your fault? No, there's so much that has happened over generations upon generations ago, hundreds of years ago, right? This ecosystem we live in, it's all fair game. I'm warning you, nothing they happen to anybody, okay? At the end of the day, you can make the most out of the cards you've been dealt. That's how it works. Just look around you. There's always something you can point finger at, okay? But just keep in mind that there's always 4 of them pointing at you. That is a symbol that maybe you should self-reflect. Maybe you're right, you're a victim, but there's so much more you can still do with what you have. Maybe, just maybe. I don't know. But if you've never assessed that, how would you know? Maybe you start assessing that. Do me a favor. Let's step up the likes. We're missing about 50 likes. Let's get the likes up. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Has entertained the world for over 15 years. He's the best actor in Africa. Quote me anywhere. And he can defend it anywhere. He's the best director in the game.
By that logic, you got it coming, lady. By that logic, right? Same logic. What's going on? The big picture, is that Mandrell? Everybody, please go support Mandrell. The big picture. Good to see you, man.
You can't come out anywhere to say this man does not take care of his family. You can't come out anywhere to say that this man does not provide for his family. You can't come out anywhere to say that he is not present.
This is the righteousness battle here. He's righteous. We get it. It's righteous. It's righteous. It's a good man. Yes.
EDOCHIE is the best man in this world. And I will say it, and I will say it over and over and over.
All right. We get it. It's a good man. It's a right man. He's blah, 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 blah. Shout out to him for all of that. But it's not looking good, bro. And the worst part about it is that you have a side chick, a massive strange woman at that, dragging your whole reputation in the mud. Yeah, it's going to take everything to wake it up. It's almost impossible. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not holding YUL and JUDY accountable. I'm holding you accountable that you're listening to me right now. Okay? It's not about bad things happening to you. It's about bad things will happen sometimes. This is the real world. What I mean by bad is it's not good enough. Okay? Anything that's not good enough can be considered bad. Okay, depending on where you're looking at it from. Majority of you will always look at things from a half glass empty standpoint anyway. So even when you can still celebrate it, you're looking at it as bad. It's how you react to bad things happening or not good enough things happening. The way he reacted to impregnating a side chick is the issue here. Okay? If you mistakenly impregnate a side chick, don't flip her into a second wife. You're clearly you're a monogamist. Okay? You're a monogamist and you were cheating. You're not abnormal. Okay? Most people cheat, steal, and lie at some point. And when I say cheat, it's not always cheating on a partner. Most people have stolen meat inside the pot of their mother in the middle of the night. Something like that. Something that you wouldn't want the people that seen you. You punched your time clock ahead of time or before time. Something like that. You stole. You cheated. You lied. Okay? When you get caught, the best thing to do if you get caught, right? If you get caught like this, particularly, the best thing to do is hold yourself accountable and say, I was wrong. Okay? If you get caught like this, if there's a way to get out, I'm not the one to tell you not to get out. If you can get out and escape, please escape. Okay? At the end of the day, like I told you, this is an active marketplace. There's competition going on everywhere. It is what it is. Okay? And may the best winner win, always. Okay? But also, sometimes it's not always clear if you were caught like this or this. Then, basically, you are betting that maybe you didn't get caught yet. Okay? But it's a bet. If you do get caught anyway, self-accountability, admit. If you just admit and stop and everything will shut down at that point, most people have more than enough grace, patience, especially if you have a lot of work you've done. People love you, like a YUL Edochie. People love him. People love his work. They will forgive. They will move on. They forget. But when you try to control the narrative, or you try to use controlling behavior, it will work against you. You might just end up in the hands of a JUDY. And at that point in time, you try to do shalaye over and over and over again. It doesn't work. Shalaye doesn't work. Okay? Especially if you have to do shalaye. Shalaye means mansplaining, over-explaining yourself. You have to over-explain yourself the third time, the fourth time. It's not working. It's obviously not working, right? And that's what everybody is trying to tell them in the comments. Usually is divided, like the sides of the audience is divided. You have one side for them and one side. This is the one story that we're covering where majority of the people are against this. They're just against it. And I put it to you, it's not because they think they're more righteous. No, it's none of that. It's just that it looks disgusting. Stop. Go somewhere, go talk to someone, go get help, go away, disappear for the next 6 months. We don't care if you're monogamist or polygamist or whatever you want to do with your family. Go away. Shut up. Okay, you don't want to go away and shut up. Well, we will continue to extract the lessons and continue to point. This is what shalaye looks like. Don't do it. Don't do it. It doesn't work. Even if you are right. In fact, when you are right, it's worse. It gets worse when you're right. If you're actually right, you know that you're right, but somehow, some way, something is not aligning. There's no connection, and the people you are doing shalaye for, they don't get it. It's not working. There's a disconnect, and there's a good chance that actually you're full of shit. They can tell that you are full of poop. Okay, there's a disconnect. At least ignorance. Maybe you can't see. It's a blind spot. There's a disconnect. Oftentimes, maybe it's just lack of social, emotional, and power intelligence. Lack of self-awareness. You can't see, you can't smell your own breath, right? Everybody telling you like your breath smells. You're like, no, I can smell my own breath. No, you can't. Everybody's running from you for a reason. There's a reason for it. Oh, it's just the world hates you. It's the Matrix. You're right.
Stop the cap.
There's a reason for it. There's a reason for it. This woman is just beyond arrogant, Omo. Yeah, you should not expect more from JUDY. She can only give what's given. There's nothing that will make her understand that what she's doing is wrong. She's even a better woman than the other that raised her. Some people know her background. One day, that's all going to be exposed too. They usually don't stop until it's all exposed. You know, if you are coming in for the first time, do me a favor, hit that like button. Let's hit that like button. Hit that like button. Thank you. I appreciate you. Okay. Hey Grace, I'm just gonna call you Grace. Ononugbo. Is that like a Benin name? I was one of those very few people that gave Judy benefits of the doubt. Lovette says, interesting. When YUL announced Judy and her son to us, the online in-laws, about a year ago, never knew she got dirty in her heart. Oh wow, that's interesting. That's always interesting to see. I never knew this girl got dirty plans in heart to destroy May's home. Yeah, it is what it is, you know. I can't claim that I knew, because at that time the only thing that I really paid attention to was like, dude, you're not a polygamist, stop. How are you gonna try to flip a side chick? But Patrick, you were here when we were covering this. You cannot flip a side. You can, but there's a lot of accountability that goes into that, even if you would do it right. Okay, and I think it's almost impossible, not in 2023, to flip a side chick into unless she leaves outside, unless you keep them separate. There's a lot of Nollywood actors and actresses, by the way, that are part of a polygamy thing, but they have separate houses. Just in case you don't know, they don't make noise about this. The last thing they want to do is come in public and do shalaye. They don't do that. Many Yoruba actors that are polygamists, they have multiple wives, multiple side chicks with multiple children on each side, but they keep them separate. They go through their own drama. They might drag themselves at parties and stuff, but not on the internet. Okay, not on the internet. I don't really subscribe to the destroying someone's house. He has to let her in. Yeah. I feel emotional intelligence and maturity would have helped with this. Yes, of course. There's nothing. There's nothing that is that bad. It's about how you react to it. That's why I don't subscribe to people trying to do the righteousness game. Oh, it's just wrong. You're like, no, we're all wrong. Okay, and we're all right at the same time. Okay, it's about how, especially gentlemen, it's about how you respond to crisis in life, and you're expected to know how to resolve crisis and conflict. And if you can't do that, somebody else is going to know how to do that, right? So yes, you gave her the room to destroy. Yep, Togiri Obalanu Alangba Oliwobe. The almost direct translation to that is that if the wall does not crack open, a lizard cannot enter, right? What it means is that the only way the enemy can get you is by dividing first. Okay, divide and conquer. You heard that before. It's always true. It's always true. And that's, if you know anybody, especially enemies that know what they're doing, they always have to create some kind of division first. Okay. Yep. Ewura Bena Dara says they're both delusional. But Patrick, how are you, sir? Good to see you, sir. Yeah. When flipping houses goes wrong, yeah, she is the Bosland embarrassment. So it's a lot of talk around husband snatching and all this kind of stuff. You snatch your husband. Listen, some of you might take an offense to this. If your husband was snatched, all fair game. Okay, if you feel like your husband was snatched, it's all of it, every single one of it is all fair games. Okay, that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about husband snatching. Okay, we're talking about people that are just dirty, indecent, that drag themselves. There's no family. Every family has their own dysfunction that you can see clearly that, wow, this person is mad, but that's my cousin, that's my brother, that's my family. We'll keep it in the household. Okay, usually that's the case, because if that wasn't the case, it would be a war zone out here, right? Every family has their own dysfunction, but when people bring it on the street and they want to drag it, and then they point finger at you that it's your fault, even though it's not really a real thing, it's the public. Right? Then you know that that right there is really the main issue here. Okay, that is the main issue here. It is not working, Vivian. It is not. Let me see if we can.
He is a good man, and anybody that knows him will say this. Onyobuna deal will go with this man one-on-one, will tell you this. He has a good heart. He's one of the actors that you can bank on in the industry. He's one of the actors that you can bank on in the industry. He will never abandon you and your job. He will never like.
Is this selling? Are they trying to sell?
Or another set. He's not that kind of.
Is it being abandoned already?
Ask anybody.
Is that what this is about?
He's an actor that, and then when he comes, he delivers. When they make Odogwa bro guy name. He's not a guy name.
Oh, she's telling on herself. They're telling on themselves. Are you paying attention?
Drag him down because he's stardom. He keeps you awake at night, but he's only getting started.
Okay.
He's only getting started.
Okay. That's the side chick of the year. We see the world. We see the world not as it is, but as we are. Shout out to Locario. I got this from him earlier. But as we are, conditioned to see it. When we open our mouths to describe what we see, we in fact describe ourselves. Is she telling on herself? It's not working. We know that. YUL has never been in a position where they have to oversell him. He has never been in that position. Okay? Because first of all, he's the son of a rock star. Baba Peter Edochie is a rock star himself. So he fell into that limelight and then he built from that, and people actually love his acting and his work. Why are they in a position where they're trying to oversell him? What went wrong? You've never have to sell yourself. What's going on here? We in effect describe ourselves, our perceptions, our paradigms. Is she telling on herself? I'm asking, though, are you paying attention? Yes, it is selling strategy for YUL. Is it working? What if the father-in-law says that you should sign the divorce papers as May has brought nothing but bad luck to this family? May, or what do you say? May has brought bad luck? From what we can see in the public domain, we don't know anything, right? That's not what it looks like to me. Do you mean yeah, what do you mean? Let's elaborate. I might be reading what you're saying incorrectly. A good man for sure, but sorry, you Judy made him bad, my dear. Wahala. Is she telling on herself? Why is she trying so hard? This is Shalaye doesn't work, okay? Unless you are me and I'm doing the show, all right? And we're building a platform here, okay? We're selling coaching in the back end. We got books, loveandprestige.com, all right? We're allowed to do Shalaye. Even that one too, you go collect if you do too much, right? How much more a person that has actual real life events, terrible events in the past 1 year that has happened to that family, and they are running their mouth like diarrhea? How much more? Is she telling on herself? Is it gonna work? Will the public all of a sudden one day reverse and say yes? Let's just leave these people alone. Is that going to work? Hit that like button. Could it work?
He has not gone far. What can it be? So you know what? Prepare. Get yourself ready.
I'm hoping so. I'm actually hoping so.
As far as I'm concerned,
He
take care of his own end.
We don't benefit anything from killing his career.
Man, he does it and more. Okay, Mado. Name how many men in this Nigeria alone that can come and stand him for being a good dad. This man will work from Monday to Saturday and enter flight Sunday morning just to take his child to school. Who does it? He will work from Monday to Saturday. He's so tired, so exhausted.
So now, let's say, because most people, when they're raising their first seeds, they're still growing themselves. They're still trying to figure themselves out. Okay. Yes, men. They try their best, but they still, the idea of life is to continue to grow, right? So they're still growing through the process. Their first seed. So when they have a later child, they tend to give that child a little bit extra attention. The same reasons why grandparents give their children, healthy ones, they tend to give their children, their grandchildren, extra attention, right? The older kids will tend to resent that, some of them, okay? Now, what she's saying right now, this guy will jump in a plane and come and take a child to school, right? May, who has older children, is it possible that she's looking at it, hey, you're taking children to school? Okay, we didn't get that opportunity. You never did that for me. This is a guy trying to be a polygamist. Once one of your dogs, I hate to call her that, there's another way I should say that, that's nicer, because I want the message to land. One of your wives, let's just call it wives, let's be nice. One of your wives, once they are loose guard and they're running their mouth anyhow, they will trigger emotions negatively in the other person. This is why polygamy is not for the timid. It's not for boys. Okay, you better know what you're doing. Okay, you better know what you're doing. Because now your first wife is like, and this one thinks she's doing you a favor. No, she's not. She's making things worse for you. So what's the point here? Okay, for those of you that are actively fantasizing about polygamy, I hope you know what you're doing. That's all. Okay, you have other human beings involved that will get caught up in their emotions. One of them will try to defend you, protect you. The other one will say, yes, I'm doing the same thing. They will effectively be hurting you and your reputation, your brand, the future of your children. Effectively, they told themselves lies that they're helping you. They're just being selfish. It's about them. Okay? It's just about them. Anyway, there's so much more there, but let me let it ride. Let's see. You said woof woof. Yeah, I was trying to be nice. That wasn't right of me. I think she'll call herself a dog before me, at least. No, you read it correctly. The live brought a lot of backlash and is trying to make amends with YUL and Papa. What live? I missed something. Oh, you talk about what's going on right now. Yeah, that's probably a lot of speculations there. I'm sure once it gets on the mainstream, I will catch it. I'm sure. You talk about the live that she did, right? Of course, that would throw a lot of disarray in any family. Extended family would try to help because clearly he can't keep his household together. They would try to help, and that often doesn't work out well either. You know. Yep. A small boy trying to eat the food of the elders. Polygamy is not for children. It is not, and it's demonstrated that it should be considered a child at this point. Let's keep going.
But he will enter flight Sunday morning just so Okowebunanwea to school that Sunday. Okowebunanwea to school on Monday. Who does that? Then Tuesday morning he is back to the east and he's back. That's
okay. So he went to take his child in Lagos to school. That's what she said. On Tuesday morning, he's back to the east.
Said to start shooting again.
To start shooting again. Oh. You know, we don't know.
When
It doesn't
does he
matter.
have time to ever rest?
Let's just say clap for him, okay, for being a father.
And then that's what you will come out to discredit because he did what? You want to take away his glory from what he has worked so hard for. You can't.
The only thing I'm discrediting here is how he responded to impregnating the side chick. He tried to. How did I used to say it though? Because there's so much going on right now. He tried to push the issues under the rug by flipping a side chick into a second wife. He did it wrongly. Okay? He did it wrongly. The announcement was actually made on the internet, I heard. And then the first wife found out on the internet. That's what I heard. Allegedly, right? Yeah, that's not how to respond to that. Okay? If you impregnated a side chick, yeah, absolutely you have the right to take care of that child. Okay? And you need to relax first of all. You don't rush and flip it into a second wife. You don't rush to the internet and then try to. Now that child was already a 2-year-old or something like that, but you don't even need to announce to the public. Okay, what you need to make sure your first wife is good. Make sure the home front is good first. She might now choose that she wants a divorce. You need to calm down in that process. Okay, that's just how she felt in that moment. She would actually, I dare you, she would actually consider being the first wife. Even if she told herself I will never be. She will, because she doesn't really have much choice. And this is everything she's been doing for the last 18 years. The last thing she wants to do is throw everything out like that. Right? I'm telling you, she will consider it. She will say, no, I don't want to be. That's just how she felt in that moment. She will actually consider it because it's not that easy to throw everything away. But the after effect of that is all based off of how well you're able to conduct yourself when they push against you, when they say no to you. Do you catch yourself in feelings and emotions and you're all over the place? Well, I don't have a choice, I have to do, or you're stuck in doing the right thing. You're obsessed with the right thing. I think a part of him was obsessed with doing the right thing by Judy. Well, I gotta take care of my children. I would just rather do polygamy. After all, we're Africans. There's nothing like it. How's that working out? See, that's what happens when you don't consider that human beings are emotional beings, including you, gentlemen. You're emotional beings. You can't use controlling tactics. It will work against you 100% of the time. The only thing you can control is yourself. Even that one, no, they work. It's not sustainable. You better position yourself to win. Because sometimes you say like, oh, the next 90 days, I'm going to work out. And, I need to, I'm talking to myself now. Next 90 days, I got to get my shit together, right? And then tomorrow, you're just weak. Even you yourself, you can't control yourself. And you're trying to control other human beings or 2 other women. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. The only thing that works is emotional intelligence. Okay? The only thing that works is engaging your powers, your leverage, where you can influence. Okay? You are already influential. Either you like it, you agree to it, or not. Like, this woman is going to influence everything that's happening in that family. Everybody is probably like, how do we stop her? How do we stop her? This is a disgrace. That's what they're doing inside that family right now. Because she is extremely influential in that position where she's like. Why? A function of the Edochie family's popularity. This is why the higher you rise, the harder you can fall, right? The more you can lose, the more you gain. To whom much is given, much is expected, right? So it's really about how you respond to this crisis. What is the crisis? You impregnated a side chick by mistake. Mistakenly, you fell into the bosoms of Judy. Relax, chill, relax, calm down. Yes, if she says she know they do anymore, you deserve it. You cheated, right? If you have any other expectation outside of that, that's part of your problems. It's unrealistic expectations. You don't know which way it's going to go. But if you just calm down, she might actually consider it. The least, when you calm down, the least you're going to get from that situation is that you have an ex-wife who had to heal, but is patient, but is also, understand that, hey, our marriage wasn't there's no marriage that's perfect. Maybe she can actually self-reflect and move on a lot more easier. But what did you do? Let me flip a side chick into a housewife and just announce to the world. All this monitoring spirit. Now, you and your side chick, you're now overreacting to the public. No be Juju be that one. Call it work now.
No be Juju be that.
It can't work. The issue is not polygamy. Absolutely not. That's correct. The issue is not polygamy. It's doing it the wrong way. That's the issue. Rejoice Great Grace TV. Hello. Welcome aboard. Shout out to you. I'm seeing that name for the first time. Thank you. I appreciate that. How will May survive under the same roof with Judy? Not the same roof. That's definitely not necessary for a YUL. It's not necessary. You can be a polygamist and keep them in separate households if they agree to that. Believe it or not, many people are doing that. It still causes issue because you will do family events and people will try to do basketballs at family events. It's still going to take a lot of emotional intelligence to manage your household, but it'll be completely pointless to try to keep them in the same household. It just doesn't make any sense, Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's get back to that. Lovette, shout out to you. Thank you. Yvette, good to see you. Where's Kathy? I don't mix you together anymore now. Kathy, Yvette, Williams. All right. Let's keep going. Yes, but that is what Juju wanted. She wants that mansion. So she mad. Was she whining Jesus?
She want the wine
let's continue here.
Can't do it. Even when and I will not allow you anymore. Enough of the silence. Come for him one more time. You can come for me, oh, and I will give it to you 10 times. Try Odogu, and I will give it to you 1 billion times. Anyhow you put up.
Wait, did she just spray us?
And I will give it to you 1 billion times.
Ha, she just spray us. Did you see that?
And I will give it to you 10 times. Try Odogu, and I will give it to you 1 billion times.
Ha, she just spray us. Jesus, this is what happens when you talk too much. Let me make it bigger so you can see it.
Come for me, oh, and I will give it to you 10 times. Try Odogu, and I will give it to you 1 billion times.
Yes.
Anyhow you put up. That is how it will become.
Oh, wow.
Insult him once, and I will insult you 1 billion times over.
Let's get the likes up to 120, I beg. 120. I need about 30 people to hit on the like button. I don't understand Igbo. I need to learn Igbo.
You cannot bring him down.
We can't bring him down.
Your manipulations.
There's only one person that can bring YUL down at this point. There's only one person that can bring YUL down at this. Anybody want to guess? Who can bring YUL down at this point? She said, I don't want to see that. Correct spray. She said, gonna give you woto. Voila. Who is going to bring you down if it's not already brought down yet? This one is a good answer, actually. This is a good answer. But I was thinking more like JUDY. Right? But JUDY doesn't go. Let's go back to what was he Yvette? Somebody was saying let's hold YUL accountable earlier. Okay. If you don't allow division, they can't conquer you. So it takes ultimately it takes YUL, right? But after YUL, there's only one other person at this point that can bring down. Now, if you're here, please announce yourself in the chat and let me know where you're plugging in from. I would like to say hello to all of you. Hello, Agnes. You're watching from the USA. That's what's up. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Please announce yourself. Let me know where you're plugging in from. I'd like to get to know all of you. To all of you that are brand new here. Okay. We cover all the topics around relationship from a power standpoint. Okay. Meaning, I will not come here and be shaming your other partner that we have not heard their side of the story, but I will shed lights on things you can learn to help sharpen your power of influence, okay? Because that's the only thing you can really control, okay? Your own ability to influence. You already have the ability. Oftentimes you just don't know, or you're not aware, or you don't know how to. So we cover things like self-intelligence, social intelligence, emotional intelligence, power intelligence, okay? Meaning I don't teach you how to play the fairness game or asking other people to be fair. It doesn't work. They will never play fairness with you unless they feel like they're benefiting from it. Right? Yeah, people, we all move mad. That's just how life works, you know. Priscilla says Abuja, welcome. Ruby says from Zimbabwe, awesome. More fresh, I don't know how you did. Welcome. England, aka look at you, Patricia Black. That's you. Well, Patricia Black, you're not in England. I thought you were here in the United States. Now I know. Watching from the UK, Chigoze, shout out to you. First time here, Vivian. Shout out to you, Vivian. Of course, our day one is here. Just Jay is here. She's day one. She was the only one that was watching me at one point. Just her. So she's here. Hello from Houston, Helen Kuti. Shout out to you. Yvette, of course, watching from Florida. Transplant from Westbury, Long Island. Listen, Yvette, you're in New York. We got work to do. Anyone in the East Coast, reach out to me in the WhatsApp. We have work to do. We're not just gonna hide online forever. Okay, so reach out to me. Let's talk about it on WhatsApp. Reach out to me on WhatsApp. Let's get you inside the group. Okay. Let's get you inside the group. I'm looking for that banner so I can show it. If you text us on WhatsApp, we will get you inside the group and then we can take it from there. Okay, there you go. WhatsApp only. There you go. WhatsApp only. Right there. Okay. So we can get you inside the group and also personally notify you when I go live. Okay. Let's finish this up. We have about 1 more minute left on this. Then I got one more video that we can round up with.
right before your eyes, right before your manipulations, right before your wickedness.
Yay, from France. Love it.
Gonna arise in the midst of all
from
that.
Lagos, damsel, hey.
Until he gets to 150 years.
150 years. 150 years.
All the people that are, behind social media are lying every day. Distributing
yes, it does. Yes, it does. Just Jay.
You're actually doing it to yourself. You think you're doing to him? You're destroying yourself by yourself. I will no longer sit back.
Hey, from Belgium, Rose. Hey.
Wicked people. Gist lover and
let's get that likes up to 100. So she's fighting Gist lover.
I said again, come for him.
Yeah, we're international. Absolutely.
1 billion times over. I'm waiting.
Anyway. Not this once. Nah, we're not gonna do this. Just Jay, we're not gonna do this. Nah, we're not gonna do this. Let's go to this one. All right, so this auntie right here, her name is Blessing CEO. I haven't watched this video. I'm gonna watch it live with you. I guess she has 1 or 2 things to say about husband snatching, and I thought, she's one of the responses out there. Why they giving out people in for like that? What the hell? She fights everyone who says no to her. Yeah, everybody basically, and that's not gonna work, but we're here to react as they come. Let me play this.
If she does not know how to take care,
let's go back.
Snatch another woman's man. If she does not know how to take care of her man and respect him, overtaking is allowed.
I saw you, Just Jay. I saw you in there.
I said what I said. There are some men that are in relationships and marriages that are waiting for you, beautiful girls, to come and save them. They are suffering in the relationship. They are suffering in the marriage. Yes. So if you see anyone that you can snatch. There are lots of married women that are not treating their husband right. Yes. Some women feel that because they have married them, that they have entered the house, they could just be doing anyhow. They don't know that good men are scarce, especially men that pay bills. So when you see a woman that
come on,
Odogu right, snatch him, pamper him like a man. Men are like babies. You see that thing that Delilah did in the Bible? Oh, Samson. Samson. What is slick in the Bible? Delilah, we buria, we do say, Anagada, we pour you. Delilah carried him and put Samson in between her laps and barbed his hair. Yes.
The message for single ladies is snatch that husband.
Marriage,
if she does not know how to take care of it.
A lot of men are looking for exit plan in marriage. Jokes apart. A lot of
men are looking for exit plan in a marriage.
For better, for worse, does not mean we should die there. So it is okay.
So it's okay. Go and snatch it.
That is miserable, that needs affection, that needs attention. You are his prayer point. In fact, every day there are some married men that are praying for a good woman to come and save them.
A good woman to come and save them. You want to save him
because they have not seen any woman who can treat them better. We are in Africa, so anybody when of you treats your husband well, collect her. Let me tell you with my full chest, because the way women are beginning to misbehave these days, I see a lot of them. They will kneel and be greeting their pastor. They'll be worshiping their pastor, daddy in the Lord. But when you get home, you cannot honor your husband. Your husband will be talking, you'll be running your mouth. Every time you are nagging, you always compete with your husband, but you don't compete with your
a relationship expert.
No respect, no regard. You don't see the man finish. Men are scarce. I remember what I said. Men that pay bills are scarce.
Men that pay bills are
scarce. That is still paying bills, and you refuse to respect him. Beautiful girls on the street, I have given you the permission to snatch the man.
Snatch the man.
A man goes to where he finds peace, where they treat him like a quack.
Chai.
When Forget about all these noisemakers on the internet. Internet is different from real life. Leave the noisemaker. A lot of men are actually very miserable. A lot of women have taken advantage to the fact that society, give them some sort of opportunity. So many women are beginning to abuse men. In fact, men are getting more abused in marriages right now than women. Women will abuse the men and still come and cry at the same time. A man that is being treated right.
Women will abuse the men and still come and cry at the same time. Is that real? Let's be honest though.
That a woman
does that exist?
Well. It's a lie. If you treat your man well, you will not look twice. I know that there are randy men. I know that there are men that
if you treat your man right, you will not look twice.
The ones that just want to have sex. I'm talking about men that want to date, men that are looking for companion, men that are looking for people to communicate with. There are so many husbands that have not spoken to their wife for 3 years. They sleep in different rooms. No conversations, no communications.
So you should go and snatch them. This man has not spoken to his wife, sleeping in different rooms. Go and snatch them.
They carry children to school. A lot of men are lonely. The only thing that keeps them busy is their job. After work, all they do is probably go to their salon or go and watch football. That man is waiting for you to come and put a smile on his face. Yes, you might be the one that he has been praying for. It's okay to snatch. What did I say? Snatch that man.
Snatch.
That your wife refused to take care of. After all, it is your duty as a woman to respect your husband. If you refuse to respect him, another woman will snatch him from you and show you the value of a man. And so let me just give you this gist. I know they will come and cry on top of this my post. I said what I said. Any man that is available, snatch him. Especially man where they pay bills. Remember that bills. Not be every man. Snatch with jam with you do. Make you no ask for the liability where girls they hustle for streets. Once you don't see that responsible man, make you responsible enough to pay bills. My sister, full and well, snatch him. No look anybody face. Because if you leave that man, all these noise makers really talk for back will snatch him too. So if you have the tendency of collecting that udugu from that woman that does not want to treat him well, my sister, collect the udugu. we are not allergic to eating money. No be we the hustle pass.
Collect the odogu. Snatch him. Snatch him. She says snatch him. Let's come to the comment too. We tonight they talk. Let's see what she's talking about. Natty says, who was that from Westbury? Hello. Yes. Checking in from Hempstead. That's what I'm talking about. New Yorkers in the house. Toby says, never knew Delilah could be a role model. Who could have thought? I'm going to start saying Patricia now. Patricia say, hell no. I don't want a cap in my back. Thank you. Right? No matter what marriage you go into, no matter how perfect you vetted, there will be moments where you question your choices. This is the real world. This is not your la fantasy land that your pastor told you. You will have moments where you question your choice. Imagine if you snatch person husband. You're like, is it because I snatched the husband? And you think you will have peace of mind. That's one side of the lesson. Let's keep going. Shout out to you, Patricia. Who was that from Westbrook? Okay, we already talked about that. Agnes says, why can't she dance and seek for embassy? Embassy. That embassy is another story entirely. I have my own opinions about embassy, but listen, I just don't have enough information about embassy. But clearly, she would try to tell us that she tried. He wasn't man enough, right? That's probably what she would say. May didn't make her home work. Will she come and destroy their home? Only. Voila. Lavette Okoro says, please, you guys shouldn't listen to this. My Okoro sister, her head not correct. Finish. Yeah, don't do that to yourself. I mean, it's just just think about everything in life that you want it to last. You would like to have a good foundation, right? How are you going to have good foundation if you are snatching? See, this is where intentionality goes inside of the potter. Everyone wants to be intentional. This is intentionality for you right there in the potter. Call it work. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Lord, how do you respond to this mentality, chai? Yeah, women power gone wrong. Why are these people not everywhere bouncing on their man? Right? If you're that hot in this marketplace, right, you probably will not be looking to snatch another person's husband. You will probably have your own husband. Probably, I don't know. But if you have to resort to, let me just snatch anything that's available, I'll be very careful. There's a lot there. I would need specifics. I'm almost tempted to say yes, your husband might actually be, but no, I can't do that. There's some things that's just a no, right? Like I don't want you to even nurse the idea in your mind. You don't need to. There's no need for that. This woman is just chasing clout. Let's be clear about that. Okay, but there are people gullible enough to listen to it. Could it work? I'm really restricting myself not to respond to this woman. Shake my head. Yes, it is real. What is real, Just Jay? What are you talking about? What's real? I'm really restricting myself not. Okay, yes, we talked about that. That my sister is on drugs. Hey, voila. The expats. They're everywhere. Have you seen them on TikTok? Oh my God. The live TikToks. They're everywhere. She's a lunatic. Let us ignore her. Tell her to ask you to give May the divorce she deserves. Yeah. A snatchable man is not worth it. I'll be very, very careful about that. That's just too much in your foundation. If you want to do it the proper way, at least, Why people have to snatch though? I was taught that snatching is rude. Right? Snatching. Yeah, that doesn't sound right. So only a rich man is worth snatching. What about the poor ones? Who want to snatch a rich man? Hey, Olu Anifemi, I appreciate that. I'm coming to you. We go dance. For those of you that are new here, anytime you super chat, no matter how small, we do dance. Okay, so we're about to dance. Okay, wait till before I get to that. If your man says you doesn't love and have respect for me, because his action says it all, how can he rub his side chick in his wife's of 18 years face? He's heartless and Juju is desperate and foolish, no shame. Listen, he's just not a man that's able to love that woman. Okay, there's been issues with that marriage before, but the way he's responded to that is obviously bad, and it's getting worse and worse every day. So I think the issue here is more so the love aspect of things. But the respect part that comes with love, and he clearly doesn't respect himself. It's more so he doesn't respect himself. Okay. I don't mind doing the work in a relationship, but these people want you to have MMA fights to get a man. Yeah, that's a no. If you have to do any kind of work, you work on yourself. That's the only time it's sustainable. Anything else, working on other people, doesn't work. Okay, you will get frustrated in the process. Because go sogbo to le da, go siwa to le. Let's go back to let's play her. We could play her in the background. Let's see. We're rounding up. So let's do a little bit of let's do a little bit of dance. Shout out to you, Oluwanifemi. I appreciate you. I'm seeing that name for the first time. She gave $20. Thank you so much. Let's do a dance. All right, Brother Patrick, thank you again, Oluwanifemi. Brother Patrick says, Matthew 19:6, what therefore God hath joined together, let no man put asunder. Snatching in the mud. Brother Patrick's like, no, don't do that to yourself. Gonna work. It's not going to work.
Oh my days, you know more worrying to your long.
Women abusing men and trying to be a victim at the same time. That's very real. Yeah, that is a real thing. That's a real thing. But you know, one thing about people like this young lady, the experts that was just speaking, is that what they're saying is laced with truth. That's why people can relate, right? But no ounce of wisdom, right? And the gullible will fall for it all the time. Okay? The gullible will fall for it all the time. But Patrick, I hear you. It's long overdue. We need to change this pattern dance. Give us a better dance. Okay, we'll find something. We'll work on that. Okay. If you have any ideas, bring it up. But listen, a couple of things I wanted to talk about really quickly, and then we'll round up. Okay. I was watching Daddy Freeze in the afternoon. Okay, I was out and about and it was live, and he was saying some things, and I was like, you know what, shout out to Daddy Freeze, by the way. He has some interesting takes, but intellectual dragging over here. We have to drag some of these talking points. Before I get into some of these talking points, let me just play this really quick.
Someone say abroad people are poor. We know they give shishi. Man of prestige. Ha! Now this guy win. You know what he do? He just sent me $10. He just wrote abroad money. Now you win. Now you win today. Now you win. I agree. He just put there $10 abroad money. Man of prestige, now man you be. He made his point and he put his money there. Maybe you say we are poor, Abi. See money.
All right. So he said sometimes a woman is not enough for a man. A woman is never enough for a man. Let's get that straight. Okay. A woman is never enough for a man. Okay. That's that. Ladies, don't put that burden on yourself. Okay? You're never enough for a man. Now, I see where it's coming from. He's talking about in terms of staying with that one woman. If he stays with you and is faithful, it's not necessarily because you are enough. That's a man that's enough for himself. That's a man that's on his purpose. Okay? Okay, so even bringing that into the equation at all, and if you put that burden on yourself, you'll be chasing yourself. It's a rat race that will never end well. Okay, it's a rat race. You will always be exhausted. Okay. Yes, there are men that will stay with one woman all the time. They're everywhere, but it's usually because they're on their purpose. Okay, they're busy taking care of business. It's about them first. Okay, it's about them first and foremost. They take care of self, so they're sufficient enough for themselves. It comes from the inside out. Again, the issue here is not polygamy. It's about men that feel like it's another woman that will complete them. The second, third, fourth woman will complete them. It will never be enough. Okay? I need Telorun will never be enough. Okay? I brought money. Yeah, you didn't see that. Blessing is talking rubbish. Relationship expert that is teaching single ladies how to snatch. Yeah, it could make sense now. My spouse's mistress wanted to apologize for coming between my marriage. I don't get a damn about her apology, but I also would never blame her for my marriage ending. Yeah, it takes him and him alone That's all it takes to destroy everything. It takes division. Okay, there has to be a division there for Judy to come inside, and that's just the reality of it. All right. Another point that Daddy Freeze was making is that all three main tribes and religions support polygamy, so he will support polygamy. I agree with that. Again, the issue is not polygamy. It's never been about polygamy. Okay. And because many people think it's about polygamy, inside of his chat earlier, I see somebody saying, "What is good for the good is for the goose is good for the gander." That's how they say it, right? No, it's not. Okay. No, it's not. Men or women are not the same thing. Okay? There's nothing wrong with fighting for equity between men and women, but men or women are not the same thing. In fact, you don't want them to be the same thing. That's not what you want. You might think that's what you want. That's not what you want. We're not the same thing. The reason why you want a woman is because she's different from you. The reason why you want a man is because she's different from you. In fact, the reason why you want another person in a romantic relationship at all is because they're different from you. There's an attraction, there's sexual polarity that can only happen when there is difference. Okay, now when he was making case, he was kind of trying to make a case for polygamy. All right, and then he says when a man is very wealthy and has high libido, it's okay for him to go polygamy. That's not going to solve that problem. Polygamy is not going to solve your problem of high libido. And most wealthy men, if they engage in polygamy, it's not because they have high libido. In fact, they might barely have any time for the wives at home. Shout out to Markins. Markins was like, the only thing that we all want is what we can't get. That's facts. So that brings in itelorun. That means contentment. Okay, being content. If you're not a content person, nothing is ever enough. Okay. Being content is not automatic. Sometimes you need to engage with your purpose in life. As a matter of fact, you need to engage with purpose in life to be content, because you're always chasing. There's no enough success. That's enough. I'll give you an example. Yesterday, we had a 15,000 day here. 15,000 people watched that video yesterday. Short video, 20 minutes, shorter than our normal 2 hours here. And this morning I woke up like, wow, this is good. Of course I'm excited. The highest we've had in any given day is 3,000. But I'm like, calm down. Keep doing what you're doing. Just keep doing what you're doing. See, it wasn't natural for me to do that. It takes being content and say, Ola, calm down. Keep doing what you're doing. That's what's working. Right? So being wealthy, they're usually wealthy because they have a set of practices, principles that they follow, and it's usually not because they're not content. It has nothing to do with high libido, right? If they practice polygamy, they practice polygamy. The issue is not polygamy. And when you're trying to over-shalaye around polygamy, this is what's happening. Okay? He goes on to say, well, Judy confirmed that I guess YUL is going through a lot. You don't think we know that? We know this. We know that. In fact, we know that he's going through a lot. Okay? We know that. That's why he's fixing the issues in the wrong way. He's doing it wrongly. Okay? I'm rounding up. These are my ending talking points right now. Okay? Let's see here. Then he goes on to bring in Nigerian divorce process. He was trying to make a case to maybe why he moved on the wrong way. He didn't move on. He wanted to have his cake and eat it too. And I'm not talking about 2 wives. I'm talking about he wasn't going to do the work that it takes to be a polygamist properly. Okay? He's going to need to manage those emotions. You have a wife who never subscribed to polygamy. So you're going to need to be patient, a lot of patience, and manage those emotions and go through the time that it takes to get her to accept the idea of a polygamy. If you are capable of that at all, which I doubt it. Right? But he wasn't going to do that. He was going to flip a side chick into a wife overnight. It didn't work. It backfired really badly. Okay? I don't think that's what caused the passing of the child. I see what the speculations are in the media, but it is what it is. Again, you allow the media and the public to give their own interpretations to the events that are happening in your life. That is still your fault. Still your fault. And it gets worse, and it gets worse, and worse, and worse. It gets worse. Okay? Thank you, Yvette. Say, Allah, keep doing what you're doing. The way she's pointing in the camera on mute. Are you scared? Yeah. Let me see. I think there's a couple more points here. Now, here's another thing that Daddy Freeze brought up earlier. Was it a bad marriage? You know? Possibly, yes. Okay. But the question is, who made it bad? It takes two to make it bad, especially if you've been in it for 18 years, right? It doesn't exonerate you. It doesn't relieve you of your responsibilities of keeping things together when you do want to move forward. If you do want to move forward with another woman, yes, even when you impregnate a side chick, there's a proper way to respond to crisis. When you impregnate a side chick, that's effectively a crisis. There's a way to do that. Okay, it's not going to be just jump on the internet and announce. No, it's not going to be that simple. And I'm not sure if there's a perfect way to do it either. But that's the process you're going to have to go through. Okay, so was it a bad marriage? I think the marriage wasn't perfect. Okay, I think there were issues there. Okay, and there's no doubt about that. But there's no marriage without issues too. That doesn't mean you must stay in it. Shout out to Blessing says you don't have to buy. She's right about that. But that's not the issue here. The issue is how a grown man have chosen to respond to crisis. Please hit the like button. Thank you. Thank you, Brother Patrick. Okay. It's basically how a grown man has chosen to use a childish way to respond to crisis. It backfired. We're looking at the results. We're looking at what we're looking at. It's not good. There's no need to argue with our destiny here. It doesn't look good. Okay. Does Judy know YUL at all? We already asked that question earlier. I didn't know I was going to get to it before we ended, but we're ending right now. Right. And then Daddy Freeze went on to say, he says something to the effect that he doesn't really understand this Judy's behavior. He was trying to be nice, I guess. And he's now said, but he thinks it's a personality. He says something, paraphrasing a little bit. He says something about a behavior being a personality. And somebody was like, this personality is wickedness. No, this behavior is not personality. That's trying to oversimplify what is going on. Yeah. That's trying to oversimplify what is going on. Will it work? It's not going to work. We're not going to be able to rationalize what's going on. The only thing I can tell you, for you gentlemen especially, is I can protect you from hidden crisis in life. I can protect you from self-destructing, overreacting to crisis and doing it wrong. I can tell you that, hey, I can protect you from controlling behavior. It's not going to work. You need to calm down. You need to seek wise counsel, okay? And you need to relax. And you need to realize that if you find yourself in a poto, which happen every now often in one shape, form or the other, you know. If you find yourself in poto, it's okay. Relax, okay? Because if you don't relax, it's going to get worse, okay? Okay? And I promise that heaven is not going to fall out of the skies if you just calm down. Okay, there's no guarantee that your wife will stay with you. Okay, if you cheat, there's no guarantee. If you calm down, you will increase the chances that she will even fight on your behalf and help you fight the forces that have been working against you. But if you try to use manipulative and controlling tactics, you will expand the division that's already there, right? And the Judys of this world will, you know, you will gas them up even more, okay, to make things worse, okay? Who is in control of his pages? A lot of people want to say, who is in control? Is Judy in control of the pages and all this kind of stuff? I'm not sure how relevant that is. You know, she has the power to post stuff up there, but we also know that I will, Brother Patrick, I will. but we also know that he's okay with it. All right. Now you can make an argument for he's locked inside of a bottle. That's another conversation entirely. I am not equipped to have that conversation. I do know that there are supernatural powers, but I think there's more than enough physical events, emotional events, psychological events going on that we can talk about. I think that's what majority of you are dealing with on a daily basis. I don't see any benefit in talking about over spiritualized rationalizations of these issues. Is he locked in the bottle? Bekus can lock people up in a bottle. Did you not know that? All right. Bekus can lock people in the bottle. It is what it is, right? Anyway, last but not least, some wise idiots out there, this is what they said. Okay, and I want to spell this out. I usually don't do this. They said, let Judy breathe. Let Judy breathe.
Different from blue. Bulaba.
Kolewek. You know why? Because Judy is a coconut head. Kolewek. Judy, we attempt to feed off of the attention she's getting, okay? Unless she self-destruct, my bet is that she will not stop. I'm sorry. Pride is a bastard. When people have pride, they can't stop, especially when they have unrealistic expectations around it. They won't stop. Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's my conclusion today. All right, and I want to say thank you for all of you. I'll be back on Tuesday, 5 p.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week. We're going in 5 p.m. Trendy topics. Any trendy topic that has to do about relationships, you can send them to me. If I don't catch them myself on WhatsApp, feel free to send them to me. Anything you want me to cover, anything you want me to unpack, okay? So that's where we are right now. Yes, sir, that's our precedent today, okay? But just keep this at the back of your mind, okay? Let me say this to you before we leave. Keep this at the back of your mind. Do the work. Work is a beautiful thing. Work is a beautiful thing. Anything that's worthwhile in life takes work, dedication, duty, obligations, all these things we don't want to run from. Yes. Environment. The right you need to be happy as you're going through it. Not all the time, but please don't tell yourself you don't need to be happy. You need to create systems around yourself. The right partner, okay, around yourself. The right partner is a function of yourself, okay? That's a fact, okay? The right partner, they don't fall out of the skies. You attract what you are. You attract who you are. You will tell on yourself once you start telling me a story, okay? But bottom line is that there's a story. There is a story, okay? Don't worry about the talking point. There is a story. You're right. Whatever you said is the truth. You're right. But there's a story. There's something going on behind the scenes. And usually you don't like to tell us because obviously you're like me. You're like the rest of us. You want to put up the best front. You're subconsciously protecting yourself, trying to look like you are a perfect human being. You're not. Okay? You're not a perfect human being. Okay? But you don't have to be... most people are not Judy. But there are some Judys out there. Okay? Most human beings, your wife is not Judy. Stop talking about your wife like she's a Judy. Okay? Your wife is a beautiful woman, most likely. That you guys are in the poto is really bad. But of course, you want to point finger at the abroad. It's because of the abroad. It's because you are married in the abroad. It's because you're married in the Western world. You want to point finger at everything around you. If you were in Abuja, you will say the same thing. You will say it's because of the feminists. You say it's because of all those women, right? You will blame everything on the outside. You spend all your energy doing that. And when you do that, how much energy do you have left to self-reflect? Nothing. Let me be clear about what I'm saying here. Everything I just said on this platform, or that I ever said on this platform, they are easier said than done. That's why we call them work. The reason why they work is because it's highly rewarding if you go through the work. It's difficult. Having these conversations, being in a romantic relationship with a partner, is a beautiful thing when you're in love. If you end up in crisis, in conflict, it's a funky thing. It's not fun. It's not easy. Precisely why it's highly rewarding. That is not a bad thing that is not easy. You know what most people do? They check out. They blame everything else but self, right? They point fingers. They say maybe a side chick should come and snatch me from you because I'm a perfect human being. It doesn't exist, right? And then you end up in the hands of a Judy. You end up at McDonald's. You end up in the streets. Let me play our original here.
You will end up in McDonald's.
You will end up in the streets. Because now you have to figure everything out from scratch again. So let's be guided. Let's be guided. I'm not saying there are no evil people in the world. There are Judys, but there's a series of events that have gone wrong before you end up with a Judy. We can't afford to point fingers at Judy too much too. We need to self-reflect. Okay? Self-reflect. The Lady Diva Fool says from Dallas. Hello from Dallas. Hey. The Lady Diva. I don't know why that person looks familiar inside that picture, but hey, shout out to you. But yeah, that's all I have today for you. I appreciate you all. I'll be back here on Tuesday, 5 p.m. We'll drop a ton of video before that time, so make sure you're watching all the videos. Okay, thank you so much. Hit that like button on your way out. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One loving up, we done enough.